Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for American Horror Story Freak Show, Season 4, Episode 5, Pink Cupcakes. I'm your host, Dom. With me is my co-host, Heather.
Hey.
And my other co-host, Michael.
Why are you using my full name?
Because he can.
Are you my mother?
Michael.
Are you my mother?
Michael, go to your room.
They didn't call Michael Myers anything
What
other
was
than
it?
Michael.
What was your name on the plane ticket? Dominic Famer Grecoger.
No. It was just Dome.
Oh yeah, that was right. On his baggage claim, it was Dome.
Dome.
I'm doing well, Dome. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. If you guys at any point is like, what is wrong with his voice? We went to a Metallica concert 2 nights ago, and I was screaming the lyrics to the entire concert, and I don't have a voice right now.
And I don't have very good hearing out of that ear.
Yes. So, we did have enough time during our little California vacation to squeeze in some American Horror Story. Fortunately, we are coming to you late. We typically do this Thursday nights. It is now Monday night, so we are extremely late to this one. But we still made it in before the episode aired. So
Yay!
Hopefully you guys are still with us.
Please don't leave us.
What'd you guys think of this episode?
I don't remember. I watched it the night it aired.
Well,
You're saying that was forever ago? Is that what you're trying to say?
what do I remember about this episode, considering I watched it not too long ago? I liked it a lot, except for the fact that Dandy needs to die.
Really? You think Dandy has to die? I think Dandy is fine and dandy.
Oh, I hate you. I so hate you.
Fun and dandy.
I'm getting a Dexter vibe off of him.
I love it.
I don't know. I'm getting a...
I love Dexter, though, so.
I love Dexter, too. Okay, I'm getting Dexter if Dexter was an idiot.
If he was slightly retarded.
Yeah, sure. We're going to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's on his way to becoming a serial killer. He's using Twisty's mask. He decided to use Twisty's bus as a murder site.
Yep.
Because why not?
Gay bar for his first victim. Is he picking victims for any specific reason? Is he looking, or is he just picking random people at this point?
No,
I don't
he's... Now, it's something his mother said, like, after a while, people will be missed. So, I remember you saying during the show, Dom, you even said, oh, that's it, he's going to go start killing off the freaks. And there was another thing mentioned earlier in the episode that nobody is going to miss us. No, nobody is going to miss... I forgot the word they used. It was another derogatory term for homosexual used in the 50s. But I remember hearing that. So he must figure the same thing, Dandy. Like, oh, we're in the, redneck South. Nobody's going to miss a bunch of gay people.
Hey.
Look at Florida. You're in Texas.
They're not any better down here.
Your words, not mine.
We were actually just talking about how redneck we are in Walking Dead. That's why I started laughing.
But we learned something very interesting at the gay bar.
Yeah, that one actually shocked me a little bit. I'm like, oh my, is Dandy going to try to kill Dell here?
I kind of thought that was going on, but we found out that Dell has been dating men for quite some time now. He's been keeping it a huge secret.
Which is probably why he is with Desiree in the first place. He can keep up the illusion that he's straight, but, thinking she's a hermaphrodite, it's okay because she's got man parts.
Yep.
But we also find out that Desiree is not an hermaphrodite at all.
She is all woman. Wee bit deformed, but all woman.
Yep.
Oh boy.
That was kind of a surprise for Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jimmy, they were fooling around. I was like, oh, that's it. Jimmy's dead. Like, Dell is going to kill. Because that's what we saw in the last flashback with Desiree. What was that? About 3 episodes ago?
I think it was about that.
Yeah, it was a flashback to like a couple months before where Dell got jealous and turned a guy's head around.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, this is going to start problems, and he's going to find out that he's his kid, or rather that Jimmy's going to find out that's his father. It's going to start all kinds of problems. And which leads Desiree to go to the doctor. That's how she finds out she's not a hermaphrodite. She's apparently never been to the doctor before. I think she's exaggerating, but she was probably there when she was a child.
Yeah, but in her adult life, she's never been, because she said, you know, they were raising him, you know, as a boy and everything, baseball, all that stuff, and then when 12 hit, all of a sudden, surprise, boobs.
Surprise! I has titties.
3 of them, nonetheless, and they said that it was possibly for the overcompensation of estrogen.
Mm-hmm.
Seems logical to me, but
Seemed like a decent explanation from a doctor in the 50s.
Yeah.
So, I went with it.
But the surprising news is that she can still have a kid. It's surprising to her, not to us. I don't think we really, as an audience, cared that much.
No, I don't think we really... See, I don't really care about the character Desiree, now that you mention that.
No, I don't think I ever will.
They haven't done a good enough job to make me care.
Yeah.
Right. She is kind of just there.
Yeah, it's great that she could have kids. I mean, would be more powerful. Yay, Desiree.
Yay, more 3-titted kids.
God. I can only imagine the deformities that would come out of this.
Especially if the father was another freak.
Yeah. I mean, genetically, I don't know how that works, but you would think that it wouldn't necessarily, because the deformities are more of a, I don't want to say they're not, and I'm not saying every single type, but most of the deformity, like, it seems like Jimmy, the deformities in his hands are not genetic deformities, but I mean, I guess I could be wrong. I don't know a lot about genetics there.
As far as I know, and mind you, take this information with a grain of salt here, but as far as I know, deformities like Jimmy's, where fingers don't separate, or arms are slightly deformed, and where toes don't separate, shit like that, comes from 2 to 3 generations of inbreeding.
Okay, so maybe it is genetic.
I'm getting told no.
I do know that it is also a birth defect.
Mm-hmm.
It rains up there right with cleft.
Yeah.
Right.
And
It rains
like
up
that,
there.
where it could happen to anyone.
Right. I remember seeing a documentary on it that stated that inbreeding does increase the risk of it happening.
Yes.
So,
Inbreeding causes more of a chance for such things to happen, but those kind of things can happen naturally. That's
So
why
maybe
you have to go.
genetic to a certain degree.
it's possible it's genetic to a certain degree, because Desiree said to Dell, your father had your father had the lobster hands.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess maybe it is genetic at that point. Maybe even if it's not realistically, maybe it just is being portrayed this way in this particular franchise.
And speaking of inbreeding, Dandy's mother went on this whole rant about how inbreeding, cousins keeping the money in the family and all that shit like that.
Yep.
And it produces crazy people.
Yep.
Like Dandy.
That definitely explains Dandy. I still, with Twisty gone, I think the torch was passed well to Dandy. I know a lot of people dislike Dandy, but Dandy
Twisty's coming back, though. It's okay.
Twisty is one of those characters that you love as a villain. You love him.
Twisty's
and Dandy
coming
is one of
back.
those characters that you hate as a villain. And typically the ones that you hate end up being the ones that are better for the show in the first place.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but how awkward was that whole scene at the doctor's for Ethel?
She's like, wait, you're leaving me? Like, no, I'm not.
I mean, she found out that Desiree and Jimmy were fooling around, right? That's Jimmy's her son. And then not only that, then she finds out Dell, her ex-husband or ex-lover, is fooling around with Desiree to the point and got her pregnant. Like, this is what Ethel just dealt with, you know, got pregnant, ran off. And now we kind of understand why Dell ran off, because he's not interested in women, right? That's a whole nother side of Dell that we didn't quite understand at that part. So I don't want to say it's justified, but it's understood.
Yes.
So, but I don't know. That whole scene was just extremely awkward for Ethel. It was extremely awkward to watch because I actually like Ethel as a character.
I kind of do too. I mean, it's not just the, you know, Kathy Bates effect going on here. It's, you know, I like Ethel. She's had a shitty life, and she's got some kind of nasty ass cancer.
Yeah. And we know that she doesn't have very long to live, so I don't know if we're going to see her make it through to the end of the series. I highly doubt it. I don't think they would have brought that to our attention and then had her increase the speed of which this liver failure is. Is it liver failure or cancer? It was cancer in her liver? Is that what it was?
Something like that.
Yes. I think it was cancer in her liver.
The alcohol was going to increase it, so.
Yeah. She's not supposed to be drinking.
Right.
Nope. No drinking. It's bad.
Yep. And she is drinking like a fucking fish.
A fish. Drinking like a fucking fish. Yeah, that works.
Yep.
In the meantime, we see Maggie starting to fall for Jimmy. But she's still rather hesitant. She pulled away when she tells Jimmy, you can do anything. You know, and he leans in, tries to kiss her. He goes, well, apparently, except for that.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. We're past this part. Thank you for bringing us back. Okay, so I have a lovely note written on a bag from a store here. From Omi, who's not on this show tonight. Wait, is Nikki usually on this show?
Yes.
Okay. From our absent guest host. A lot of physical deformities are from the mother being or causing accidental trauma to the uterus within the first 3 to 5 weeks, first trimester. Let's not forget drugs and drinks. Drugs and dranks can cause physical deformities as well, not just developmental ones.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was like, what the hell is she doing over there looking for this bag?
Yeah.
Distracting me.
That's why when women are pregnant, they have to go through so many screenings at certain points.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I just went through a big one a couple weeks ago. Like, yeah, beginning of the month. And then I think I have another month before I have to get more blood work and shit.
Oh, what fun.
Yeah, it's not fun, dude. It's not fun.
I never said it was fun.
I mean, does that have anything to do with why Dell would go back to the doctor and break his fingers?
Because Dell's fucking crazy.
He is fucking crazy. I mean,
he's like a farmer.
Does he not?
Or of being crazy.
Why did he go back and break them in the first place? Was that because of Desiree not being an hermaphrodite? Like,
I think it was more like
he said he was going to perform the surgery, right? And he was trying to perform the surgery like this and like breaks all his fingers.
Well, because she said, I'm going to get that surgery done, and then I'm going to be too much woman for you. You know, I can walk down the street, look just normal, and get any man I want at that point. So he kind of broke the doctor's finger, so he couldn't do that surgery, and now Desiree has less options in the men department.
Yeah.
I mean, he also threatened the guy's grandchildren.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Said that their little fingers would snap like twigs.
At that point, I mean...
Sounds like something that should be coming out of Dandy's mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something extremely wrong with Dell. I don't see him lasting to the end of the show either.
He's going a bit off the deep end, too.
He is going off the deep end. He went off the deep end the first episode we had him in.
I think Jimmy's gonna be the one to do him in. To be honest.
Yeah.
I agree. That fits.
Makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
Either Jimmy or Ethel. One of the two.
Ethel's last hurrah.
I could see like Dell and Jimmy getting into like this awful fight, and Dell's about to kill Jimmy, and
Ethel just fucking
saves him.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Saves him. And it made me think, we mentioned that, Dante uses Twisty's mask and busts a murder site. Did we forget the fact that he has no knowledge of human anatomy? How long it took him to kill that guy?
I think there was one point when me, Mike, and Omikins, who's not here tonight, just burst out laughing.
Yeah.
We
Exactly.
couldn't stop laughing. There was just so much, like, he killed him, but then he didn't kill him. And then he tries to crawl away, and he kills him again. But then he doesn't kill him, and then he cuts off an arm and tries to, like, let the blood drain out in the bathtub. But guess what? He still didn't kill him. It's like, is that guy? He cut his other arm off. Is he still alive at this point? We don't know.
Yeah, I think he's dead at this point. Eventually, finally. But yeah, he had his arm off.
Either that, or he's going to join the freak show now.
Yeah, he threw the arm in a bathtub full of acid to melt it down or whatever, or dissolve it. Who knows? And then the guy is like, "You're making me feel bad. Die!"
I couldn't stop laughing.
I know, that was hilarious.
I almost had to pause the episode. I was laughing so hard.
It's like I don't know.
Yeah. We see Stanley having these almost like flash forward daydream murders.
Daydream murders, I love that.
Where we see, Seal Boy was cut open, his chest all stitched together. He's in an aquarium tube, just kind of floating around at the what was that museum that they were at 2 episodes ago? 3 episodes ago. But then we see like this really disturbing scene with Bet and Dot eating these pink cupcakes that the episode was named after.
Pink cupcake.
Pink cupcake.
Pink cupcake. I
mean, one of them, I think it was Bet. It could have been Dot. I can't tell the two apart at this point. Still can't. I don't think I ever will. But we see one of them eat the cupcakes and then die of like arsenic poisoning.
Yep.
Seemed the bubble foaming at the mouth, that seemed a lot quicker than arsenic poisoning.
Maybe.
I was thinking more cyanide or something like that.
Okay, we'll go with cyanide.
Either one.
It was so creepy seeing one dead and like decaying, and the other one like sitting there in pain and agony, being like, "No, take me to the hospital." Wouldn't the poison have killed both of them at this point?
If it was cyanide, yes.
Yeah.
Because we know they're joined below a certain point. At some point, they start sharing a circulatory system. That poison would kill both of them.
Yeah.
Technically.
The only thing that they've said so far that they could do is remove one head safely. It wasn't even that. It would be safe. Too. Well, no, it's when she was in the hospital and stuff, like, I think it's the mean one is always saying, I'm going to make the money and I'm going to get that surgery done.
Right. But that was a dream that she was having, that surgery was happening. I don't even know if that's even a real surgery.
It is. It's a real surgery. It costs a lot of money and there's a high risk to it.
Well, I'm going to get my head removed then.
Okay. You have to have 2 of them. Just stop. Just stop right there. Don't.
You went that way.
Like, I said it, and then I was like, wait.
I wasn't even thinking it. You went that way.
I wonder how long...
My mind. I said it, and my mind was just like... I'm like...
But for the poison to react so quickly to kill one of them like that, wouldn't the other one have died almost... like, if not immediately, very shortly after? Like, it took Stanley to the point where he had to smother the other one.
That's why they were daydreams.
Realistically, I believed... I think they're going with the route that Bet and Dot are technically 2 separate entities. They're not getting into the medicine of it and all that shit.
Yeah.
Well,
They should, because realistically, anything they he poisons one with is going to kill the other.
That, and a lot of serial killers get off to watching the pain and watching the process of their art taking form over killing their target. So, in a way, killing one head and watching the other suffer is a huge turn on for serial killers.
There is that, if not for the fact that Stanley's gay, too.
Yeah, sorry, just saying. I mean, because I don't know anything about serial killers.
He may not be gay. He may just, like we said, he may be an hermaphrodite. That's the theory we're running with currently.
Oh yeah, he may be an actual hermaphrodite. That's right.
If that's the case, then I wouldn't call that being gay.
You're right.
Or maybe
I don't know what you would classify that.
Maybe he's a complete homophobe.
I don't know. It's really weird because we're in a time period where like homophobia is like super strong.
Yeah.
And we see it prominently now. Like there's something in that department going on with Stanley. We are now touching on that with Dell. We thought we were dealing with that with Desiree, which is not the case. It's a false sense of that.
Right.
But these are very strong, prominent themes that have carried over from. I think this was in Asylum too, if I remember correctly, which actually takes place a couple years after Freak Show. So the time period's about right.
Yeah, because aren't we supposed to be getting the blonde nun at some point?
We will be. We will be getting
seeing her.
Sister Mary Eunice.
Thank you. I couldn't remember her name.
Episode. I don't know.
And then we're getting Neil Patrick Harris.
It's whatever episode is just before the winter break is the episode we will be getting Sister Mary Eunice.
Okay. Yeah, because they're finally confirming that every season is somehow connected.
Yes, that is officially stated by Ryan Murphy, the creator.
Which I have to rub into Mike's face because he was very nope.
This is something we discussed within the first 2 episodes of our podcast. If it wasn't the first episode, it was definitely the second one. And yeah, they said that there are more connections than just these 2 seasons. They're all connected in some way, shape, or form. A lot more than Pepper and Sister Mary Eunice.
And a big one right now. I'm sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, I like the theory still. It was in a Cracked article, a fan theory that these actors are really the same souls. They're just living out different tortures in hell.
Yeah. Or, other lives. That's a big thing, too.
Other lives, too, something.
Reborn into another life. A really big thing that's been going around for this season is the top hat that shows up on the coffee cups in the newspaper. It's been everywhere this season. And it's coming up a lot. And then, of course, on top of more Drake's head, that's a big one that they're trying to pin for what's that going to entail. Is that
they
going
have
to
stated that it is a clue for next season.
Yeah, and that's the big one right now. I mean,
I still think the next season is going to revolve more around the aliens that they set up in Asylum.
They said that we're not doing aliens. They've already said no to that.
They did not say that. They said that this is American Horror Story. They're not doing space. They didn't say they were not doing aliens. Area 51 is in America.
That's right. Yeah.
Roswell, New Mexico is in America. They could very easily do aliens paired with something else.
Yeah.
They've already done that with Coven.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the significance of the
Coven,
top hat.
Asylum.
Yeah, the top hat is in a lot of stuff.
Maybe now they're gonna go from freak show to circus.
American Horror Story Fancy Party.
Fancy hats.
Maybe some kind of magician thing.
Maybe.
Ooh.
And if that is the case, listen to this. If that is the case, Neil Patrick Harris is an actual he's a magician.
Shut up. I'm so happy about him coming to the show finally.
But Neil Patrick Harris is a magician, and he really wanted to work it into American Horror Story.
And they're bringing him in at the end of the season.
Magician?
So if that's the case, they may bring him in to be a magician for next season.
Because what was it? They were trying to get him to come in for Asylum, and he was too busy. And so finally he was like, I really, 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 really want in on Freak Show. And his husband is coming in with him, and they both have roles.
Right.
Also, I just had a thought. Top hats, magician. I'm thinking Vegas, American Horror Story, Sin City. That's
Let's
the
do
next
some like
season.
Houdini and
They could. They could.
like that'd be really awesome.
I don't know if they would necessarily go with that so quickly after doing like another stage show kind of act. I'm not gonna rule it out, but it just seems so odd that
we went from ghosts to aliens and crazy people to witches to stage acting. So,
not to say that it's not out of the question, but there may be a magician involved, but I don't think it's going to be a prominent stage act type magician. Yeah. But
I don't know.
Then really, I guess the only other thing is Elsa doesn't really like the fact that she could potentially be a TV star.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it has anything to do with the snuff films she was involved in?
The snuff film.
That's very possible, but I don't know. She just seems like one of those old, farts who's like, TV. TV's the devil.
Could be. No, but she typically craves attention, so I would think in any platform that she could receive attention, she would be excited about. Like, she's talking about how the silver screen isn't captured, but then he's like, wouldn't you like to have millions of people watching you in their living rooms all at the same time? Like, have a captive audience?
Yeah, that should make sense. There's got to be something more to it then, because silver screen's great. It's all glamorous. You got to go to a theater and shit. But you know what? More people are going to see you if you're on the TV.
I mean, it's kind of taken this long now where I feel TV is more prominent than movies at this point.
Nowadays,
I would much rather watch a TV series than go to the movies.
I haven't been to the movies since Frozen came out.
Right, but like you take some of these really, really popular movies like Harry Potter. Thing was phenomenal, like I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, but like the box office ratings, everything were through the roof for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine what this thing would have done as a TV show nowadays?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It would have been incredible.
Yeah, they would have brought in twice as much money.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Definitely more.
It's
just gotten to that point where a lot of big screen actors are realizing, that there's more money in TV.
Matthew McConaughey, Sandra Bullock, Lucy Liu, they're all going to TV. Mm-hmm. All of them. And that's the big thing now is just everybody wants to do TV. And because a lot of people, like I know Steven never has time to do anything because of work.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has more time to sit down and play video games and watch TV than he does to get in the car, go spend $30 for two people to see a movie. Come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, TV is significantly ramped up.
Yeah.
TV good.
TV good.
I prefer TV over movies any day.
I do.
This is kind of a side tangent, but the one movie I'm interested in that they've been talking about for a long time of doing is, excuse me, Stephen King's Dark Tower.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were talking about how they were going to do a movie, bridge the gap between the two movies with a TV series, and then before the third movie, bridge the gap with another second season TV series. And that's something currently that has not been done. You can argue maybe Marvel's done it recently with their movies and, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tying things in pretty well. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has done a great job actually tying the movies together recently.
Yep.
But outside of those, you really haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
And we get a repeat song this episode too, right? Elsa didn't even perform a new song for us. And she performed David Bowie's song again.
Yeah, there was no new song.
So there goes my theory of them creating an album for American Horror Story. So
it was a good theory while it lasted.
Unless they do 2 or 3 songs in one episode sometime.
That's another good theory right there.
Episode off.
200 episode
The
musical episode of Supernatural's Road. I'm happy.
One episode, or one song an episode is bad enough for me. If I had to deal with more than two, I would stop watching.
How are you gonna watch Supernatural?
That's different.
How is that different?
Because it's not in every episode of the season.
Okay.
Up to last week, the first 4 episodes had a brand new song every single show. I was ready to end it at that point. It just seemed like a big money grab to me, because as soon as the episode aired, the songs are up on iTunes. Purchase them. They're advertising them on Twitter. They're advertising them on Facebook. It just seemed like a giant money grab to me. And at the point, after the second episode aired, and we're in the 3rd and 4th episode and still doing it now I can't even enjoy the show, because instantly I'm thinking this is a promotion for iTunes. So, like, I don't know,
He's so cute when he goes on a tangent.
God.
I love to torment him.
I love to just sit here and watch you torment him.
I have to do things where he goes on this wild tangent and then afterwards just act completely uncaring and just be like, oh, he's so cute. He hates me. This is why.
Probably.
He's like, I'm not even doing this shit anymore.
It's like, yeah, I'm done.
No, it's done when he throws everything down and walks off. That's when he's done. I've gotten him to do it a couple of times.
I would say, like,
is that good enough?
Like now when he just started the music?
No. There have been times where he didn't even start the music. He just cut me off and turned it off on me.
Anyway, next week.
It depends on how hard
It's called Bullseye. Elsa unveils a dangerous new act. Ooh. Stanley puts pressure on Maggie to murder Jimmy. And Paul. Who's Paul? Paul indulges in a secret romance.
Is that the gay guy that did the fortune teller?
No, Paul isn't Paul Seal guy? Yes, I'm being told yes. Paul is the Seal man.
Oh.
Thank you, Nikki.
Okay.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, Nikki.
She doesn't care about you.
According to Heather, you don't care about Dom.
No. I was talking about Dom not caring about Nikki.
Well, then why'd you call him a she?
She? Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Mike, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at that lovely name that's covering my face. Philidrin.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon. PHENOMEDOM.
I'm grounded.
You can also find us on Facebook, Gmail, Twitter.
I got grounded.
Google Plus, Gmail, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. You can find Heather
somewhere
being grounded at Alaris_Rhea. OLARS_RHEA. She's not even allowed to talk anymore. Cutting this off. Have a good night. See you guys later.
Good night, everybody.
Stop laughing. You're not allowed to laugh. You're cut off.
Fuck off.
No.
You didn't even spell my name right.
Good.
No.
Good.
No.
You're cut off.